Welder Wednesday, and we are looking at YESWELDER's first is DP200. This thing is massive and it's got a 7-inch LCD screen on it, and this thing is super user friendly, but if you're very advanced, hey, it fits the description also. So the DP is a dual pulse MIG welder, 200 amps, and this is capable of running the MIG mag, the flux, the TIG, the stick, and then you can run other options like the spool gun, the TIG torch, and the 5-pin. So inside this box here, when you get your kit, will include basically everything that you need to get started. And that's going to be from the electrode on the stick. You've got your ground. They send you a gas hose. You also got a graphene liner for your aluminum welding. You've got a nice torch with the Euro style, so it's got the selector for the trigger. You got your gas as well as the electrode. So this right here is a pretty solid setup. In addition to that, you're going to get a few tips, the tool to replace them, and a couple of knurls here. You got the V-groove knurl, you got the U for aluminum, and then you've got the flux. So you got a couple different, 4 of them total, and each one have 2 different grooves on it, so you can swap that out for the different wire size. But you also get the solid wire and flux wire that'll come with it. So basically out the box, you can get started right away with your flux, and then you can add gas, and next thing you know, you're moving into the other options like the spool and aluminum and stainless. Hey, pretty solid welder here. So if you want to find more details on the first is DP200 coming from YESWELDER, solid unit, check it out, the link down below. But this thing is super user friendly. So we just touch on a few of the options here in it. We move into the MIG. As you can see that you can change the steel on this to the stainless. Other options, you can move into your gas percentage, your wire size, and that's going to go from the 0.024 to the 0.045. You move up to your material thickness. So we're talking, from thin to ultra thin. So this right here can really dial in for, keeping from warping body panels and so forth because of the way it's set up with a dual pulse, single pulse, or the traditional. But you can also move into the spot side of it, the 2T, 4T. Basically, when it comes down to the 2T, you hold the trigger throughout the weld versus the 4T, you give it a pulse. And when you're ready to stop, you pulse it again. So pretty sweet when it comes to that. It's easy to set up. Now, another thing that I like about this, you can move into the memory on this, and you are talking 50 different settings of memory here. So when it comes to forgetfulness or, changing back and forth, 50 different options on it. So that's pretty solid. So we don't want to overwrite this at this point. Now, when it comes to the MIG gun, you can choose, do you want to use the MIG or the spool, your gas check, your pulse, as well as moving into some of your advanced settings, such as your inductance moving forward, your pre-flow, and this right here is going to be, very easy to change as far as your gas pre-flow as well as the post-flow, as well as the burn back. So when it comes to the user-friendly settings on it, hey, the inches per minute, changing your wire speed just by the press of turn of a dial there, as well as turning up your voltage. But what I like about this is user friendly. So if you set the parameters that you're on a 035 14 gauge, it's going to automatically set these parameters to fit that. Now at that point you can raise or lower, to modify to make it fit with you. But hey, when it comes down to it, if you get lost in it, I know it seems confusing, but it's user friendly when you get started. But you can always press the button here that'll take you back to the home page, and that way you've got a fresh start to move into it. But another thing that I see that you can change the lightness on this, as well as to be able to change the the mode on this. So you can use the white mode or you can use the black mode depending on whichever parameter that you're looking for. So when it comes down to it, this has upgradable software on it. You've got your drive input here for the USB. So this is a solid setup, and traditional, you can use the 4-inch or the 8-inch spool. It loads just like any other. And hey, this right here is one solid unit. So I believe we can spend hours working on the details of this and what it has to offer. So this is something, the more that you play with it, the better off that you'll become with it. But at the end of the day, have something set up that has all these options to it, with being able to run the advanced options for thin and super thin material, and you got upgradable software. So with the smart welder settings, you're always up to date with this welder. So this is one that I definitely recommend, and I look forward to getting a lot more time out of it. So looking at the Firstest DP200 dual voltage, 200 amp, 3-minute quick startup out the box, and you're welding with a big 7-inch screen. Hey, this is one welder you don't want to sleep on. But check it out, guys. It's at the link down below, and I'll add the welder as well as the accessories that go with it. The DP series.